Hi, everyone. My name is Lida Scarce, and I'm president of the Pan-American Vocology Association. Welcome, Pava Voice Center Israel chapter. It's such a pleasure for me to speak with you today and congratulate you on being our first Pava chapter outside the United States. I want to extend my thanks to all of you for your interest in Pava, and especially to Aramat Ardheim Sharon for inviting me to be a part of your inaugural event today.
I thought I would start out with some introductions. The Pava Board of Directors is very excited about the establishment of this chapter in Israel, and I'm happy to have the pleasure of introducing you to your Pava leadership. Officers of the Pava Board of Directors are nominated and elected by the membership and serve to act in the interest of our members. Our current Vice President is Marcy Rosenberg. President-elect is Aaron Johnson. Past President is Ingo Tietze. Secretary is Anna Hersey, Treasurer is Tara Nixon, and your Membership Director is Amelia Rawlings. We have 5 regional governors. Governor for the Eastern United States is Julia Gerhardt. That's Julia there in case you couldn't tell. For Central United States is Liz Johnson. Serving the Western United States is Brian Monternock. Our Latin America Governor is Ana Flavia Zuim. And Governor for Canada and the Western Hemisphere is your Governor, Melanie Tapson. Pava holds elections for Board of Directors offices annually, with offices rotating on an overlapping schedule. Offices that will be open this year are Vice President, Membership Director, Eastern U.S. Governor, and Central U.S. Governor. Pava members will be receiving communications in the coming months about nominations and voting, and new board members will take office in October. Since we're going to be spending this next little bit of time together, and with the hope that I'll get to know many of you in the future, I'll share just a little bit about my own pathway to vocology. When I was 17 years old and facing decisions about college and career, I found myself on the horns of a dilemma, trying to decide between a career in music or medicine. I chose music for my first path, completing Bachelor and Master of Music degrees at Indiana University, and going on to a career as an operatic soprano performing across the United States and teaching voice at 5 colleges and universities. About 13 years into this career, I again found myself exploring careers with a link to health and medicine. At one point, I thought I might go to veterinary school and actually became a veterinary technician for a while. I also found myself interested in the field of speech-language pathology. In the end, speech pathology won out, and I attended the University of North Texas to complete my prerequisites and then Boston University for my master's in speech pathology, where I also completed an internship in voice rehabilitation at the Massachusetts Eye and Ear Infirmary in Boston. My meandering pathway finally converged, bringing all my experiences together when I was asked to help launch the Duke Voice Care Center in the Division of Otolaryngology at Duke University. Now, 15 years into this new career, I feel I have found my true purpose in the field of singing voice rehabilitation. And that's how I found vocology. But enough about me. In other news, our annual Pava Symposium will take place in beautiful Santiago, Chile, October 24 through 26 at the Universidad de los Andes. For information about the symposium and abstract submission, go to our website and you'll find this link at the bottom of our homepage. Abstracts are due March 15th. I hope you'll consider submitting an abstract and attending the symposium. I would love to see you there. As a new Pava chapter, I thought it might be interesting to you to know a little bit about the history of the organization. The Pan-American Vocology Association was born at a symposium held in Salt Lake City, Utah in 2013, hosted by the National Center for Voice and Speech. The topic of the symposium was exploration of a number of considerations related to vocal health, and this seminal symposium has since been referred to by its acronym STVH. At the STVH Symposium, the participants identified a need for opportunities for training in vocology across voice-related professions. The conference concluded with a decision to establish the Pan-American Vocology Association to continue this exploration in a systematic way. Lynn Helding was nominated and elected president of the founding board of directors, and the members of the Symposium Planning Committee became the charter board of directors charged with launching the new organization. Pava was legally incorporated July 8, 2014. The first election took place in the summer of 2015, and the first elected officers took office in October of that year at the inaugural Pava Symposium at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. Some important information about the values and goals of Pava. First and foremost, Pava is a membership-driven organization. The Pava Board of Directors has routinely sought the input of members on important initiatives. From its inception, creating a credential for vocology has been a primary goal of the organization. Pava was established as a 501c6 organization expressly to enable us to confer a credential to our members. Pava was also established with the goal of becoming the inclusive intersection of a wide span of vocology professions. Again, the goal of creating a vocology credential is explicitly listed in our mission statement and is central to our organization. Based on this objective, the first elected board of directors immediately prioritized establishing a committee to make this happen. The Credentialing and Specialization Committee was established to tackle this most complex and important initiative. I'd like to spend my remaining time with you today sharing a bit about the progress we've made on creating a Pava credential for vocologists. This is an incredibly complicated proposition, and it would take much longer than we have today to provide an in-depth report. For now, I'll just be giving you a brief overview. If you're interested in learning more about the details, or if you have questions about the program, you can go to our website, pava-vocology.org, and on our homepage you'll find a link to the webinar that was presented last fall that provides much more detailed information, and also information on how to contact us with your questions. The Pava Credentialing and Specialization Committee was established in 2015 with the following volunteer members. I had the pleasure of serving as chair of this committee for the first 2 years of its existence, and it was important to the board to achieve representation from a broad span of vocology professions. The initial committee was made up of Peggy Baruti, Star Cookman, Anna Hersey, Ian Howell, Ed Reisert, Marcy Rosenberg, and myself. The committee has evolved over time, with Peggy and Ian rotating off. I stepped down as chair when I assumed the presidency of Pava in 2017. Amelia Rawlings joined the committee in 2016 and Aaron Johnson in 2017, and they are now co-chairing the committee. Subcommittees have been created to develop standards for knowledge, content, and logistics of creating the Pava credential. The title decided upon for the Pava credential is Pava Recognized Vocologist. The rationale for this title is explained in the webinar I mentioned earlier, but simply stated, this title reflects the achievement, service, and merit of the recipient. Definitions of vocology are still emerging, as this is a very young field, but a vocologist may be considered to be an expert or student of vocology, which in its most basic definition is the study of vocalization. Our current model of an individual with Pava RV distinction is as follows. This individual is a member of Pava, is an established member of a profession concerned with voice production, so singer, actor, singing teacher, acting teacher, choral conductor, music educator, speech-language pathologist, laryngologist, voice scientist, etc. This individual has met and hopefully exceeded a number of criteria specific to his or her profession, as well as shown a record of continuing education and professional accomplishment. He or she has demonstrated knowledge in the science of voice by achieving passing scores on an assessment tool that we're currently in the process of developing, and which is explained in greater depth in the webinar. What we feel is that having Pava RV will lend credibility and recognition to your commitment to vocology as it is relevant to your work. One of the things I'm most excited about with the Pava RV is the potential for creating a community of vocologists with a common knowledge base and common lexicon. The Pava RV would be a credential that you could display next to your name along with your degrees and other credentials. And this may be a way for consumers who are seeking voice habilitation information to find you in an online database on the Pava website. We also feel that by having the knowledge base for the Pava RV be vetted by a committee of experts, it will prioritize knowledge that is germane, accurate, and current. And you, as a Pava member, would have access to that information and know that you're up to date. The Pava RV will be an important adjunct step for those who are new to vocology to provide structure and guidance in seeking knowledge. Many Pava members, and I'm sure a number of you, are running educational programs in vocology, and you may want to use the Pava RV standards to help drive your curriculum. And those of you who are seasoned lifelong learners may relish the opportunity to brush up your knowledge of vocology and ensure that knowledge is up to date. But wait, there's more. The common knowledge base that will be established as part of the Pava RV has the potential to bring us all together and spark new ideas and questions, corralling the healthy skepticism and lively discussion that have historically occurred in vocology to lead to innovation, building excitement, generating new perspectives on voice habilitation, and new possibilities for collaboration, all of which may grow our field at a more rapid rate. And that's not all. Under our current working model, those applying for Pava RV distinction will have access to webinars, references, and study guides, which will support your preparation for the assessment portion of the Pava RV, as well as continued education once you've received the credential. And the Pava RV may become part of your professional marketing, demonstrating your commitment to vocology. Now that I've shared a little bit about what the Pava RV is, I'd like to draw your attention to what the Pava RV is not. Pava RV is not a certification or credential to practice voice habilitation or rehabilitation. Rather, it supplements the education, licensure, etc. already required by your particular profession. The Pava RV is also not a way in which we, as Pava members, police those individuals who are providing a service within voice-relevant industries. The Pava RV is not necessarily an endorsement of you as a member of your profession or a testament to your skills. We're not necessarily testing what you do. We're looking into the knowledge that you have and your projected ability to apply that knowledge in your vocology area. The Pava RV credential is definitely not a permit to provide rehabilitation of voice disorders without the appropriate licensure. Finally, it is not a vehicle to empower someone who is not trained in teaching, speaking, or singing to do so. The Pava RV is an adjunct to your degrees and licensure that lends credibility and recognition to your commitment to the interface between vocology and your particular profession. As for what the application process will look like, the model that Pava is working with is a portfolio model. It's a comprehensive yet flexible way for applicants to demonstrate that they have met standards in various areas. Every portfolio will be unique, and that reflects the diversity of our membership and of individual professional experience in vocology. Applicants will demonstrate their accomplishments in the following large categories: statement of purpose, professional practice, and vocology knowledge. Each applicant will submit a statement of purpose about his or her goals and how they reflect on and support the mission of Pava. In other words, how does vocology meet what you do on a day-to-day basis in your chosen profession? For professional practice, this is where the applicant will provide supportive evidence about their experience in research, teaching, clinical practice, or professional performance. This is where we would see the greatest flexibility and variability between applicants, as they would choose one or more of these areas to highlight as their area of expertise. Vocology knowledge would be demonstrated through completion of required and elective web-based modules and achieving a passing score on an assessment developed by Pava. This slide shows an example of how applicants from 2 different professional areas might complete their portfolios. Most of our members come from the fields of vocal pedagogy and speech pathology, so this provides a nice illustration of how their applications might differ. Both would complete the personal statement of purpose, which you see at the top, and both would complete the education modules and exam in their chosen areas, as you see at the bottom. In the area of professional practice, the speech pathologist may choose to enumerate their peer-reviewed presentations at professional conferences and provide evidence of their clinical work, while the singing teacher may choose to list published articles in peer-reviewed publications. They may provide videos to demonstrate their classroom or studio teaching, or evidence of professional level performance. So by now, I'm sure you're wondering when this plan will become a reality. To be honest, we don't know. The Standard Selection Subcommittee continues to meet monthly and continues to make steady progress in defining the knowledge base needed for a Pava RV applicant. It's very important that this process be thoughtful, thorough, and inclusive in order to be successful and stand the test of time. They have a goal of finishing this process in 2019. Meanwhile, the Feasibility Subcommittee continues to design and modify the hybrid Pava RV application model, including the portfolio application, assessment process, and continuing education components. They're also working to determine the feasibility of disseminating information via online web modules. There are a number of logistical, financial, and legal considerations to be assessed and weighed, again, to ensure a successful and meaningful result. This process has required and will continue to require the work of a large number of Pava members. It is very important to us to ensure representation from the wide diversity of vocology professions, backgrounds, and geographic locations. If you are interested in serving in this initiative, please contact the co-chairs of the Pava Credentialing Specialization Committee listed here, Aaron Johnson and Amelia Rawlings. Pava membership is required to serve in this initiative. I'll keep this information up on the next slide, too. For those of you who are not yet Pava members, I hope this information has piqued your interest in joining us. You will find all the information you need on our website, but just in case you have questions, you can email our membership director at the address listed here. Thank you so much for your attention today. It's been such a pleasure to speak with you. I only wish it could have been in person. But I hope to have the chance to meet you soon. I look forward to hearing about the activities of the Voice Center Israel chapter of Pava. Thank you.